Welcome, everybody, to the SideQuest Live, your weekly video game podcast, the greatest video game podcast ever, confirmed, voted on by both Aaron and Aaron's mom and my mom. So this is awesome. Hey, Aaron, how's it going?
All right, video games are fun. How you doing?
I'm doing wonderful. Video games are fun, I think, right? They should be.
I got surgery in the morning, so you might notice a distinct lack of whiskey happening this evening.
I'm taking up the honor by drinking some right here. I got some brandy actually. I decided to go like tomorrow's my birthday. I'm hitting 40 tomorrow, so I figured I gotta start with the old man drinks and hit. I'm gonna drink brandy instead of anything else, and then I'll start wearing a adult diaper. I think that would be helpful.
You gotta get yourself like an ascot. That's like a thing old men wear, right?
Yeah, that's a great idea.
I don't know what an ascot is. I'm drinking some whiskey. I don't care.
You're what? Hi, Dave. How's it going? Dave Hinkle says, "Look at these nice cool dudes."
Always a pleasure.
Dave.
Tell Dave to get up in this podcast.
Yeah, we should have him back on whenever you want to, Dave. The what do they call it? The invitation is there. Thanks, Dave. Yeah, tomorrow's my birthday, so I was gonna have like this crazy charity stream that I was planning tomorrow, but Mama Demovsky told me that she's having us over for birthday cake and pizza because, like I said, I'm 11 years old again in her eyes. So I'm holding off the charity stream. Oh, no problem, Dave. I'm holding off the charity stream until probably Sunday, but we'll do some fun stuff then. Anyways, it's just you and I tonight, so that's all that matters. It's just two of us. Just the two of us. Talking video games. Just the two of us.
I'm going to throw it out here right now.
Yeah.
I haven't played anything new.
I have played some new stuff, so I can talk about stuff. You want to talk about anything else you played that might be old, at least?
Shit. I don't know. What have I played? I played through the entirety of Majesty again.
What's Majesty?
So Majesty is this old school. It's like an RTS, but it's more like a city builder. In that you build your buildings that recruit like different types of fantasy heroes like warriors and rogues, but you can't make them do anything. You can only set bounties on targets, and if they're interested in the amount of money you're offering, they will go like automatically and go do some shit. It's just a cool take on those types of like city building games, and it's an old favorite of mine. So I bought that on Steam when it was on sale for like $2, and
it's nice to go back to those sometimes, just like the old faves.
Yeah, and I played a little bit of Civ 6.
Okay.
Hi, Dave. Played a little bit of Civ 6. The new expansion's coming out in like February, and so I got back into it. I'm all excited about it again.
I'm tempted to pick that up for Switch, just because I haven't played a Civ game in like I think 20 years, something crazy like that. It's been forever. So the Switch seems like a good platform for these types of games for me, just because I can actually take it with me and sit down and play instead of trying to fight for the TV. So that's
good. I started playing it at work just because my at work game.
Do you have like a laptop at work? Or?
Oh yeah.
Okay.
I got a laptop that's better than my I got a laptop that's better than my PC at work.
Yeah.
I used to play Grand Theft Auto.
A vape top? Is it a vape top?
It is. It's got little vape batteries on either side. Keeps powered up if the plug comes unplugged. Now, I used to play Grand Theft Auto 5 at work. I used to play like all the online custom race stuff, but it sucks if a customer walks in, you lose the race because you got to serve the customer. So Civ is a real good game because I can just stop touching it and nothing happens.
I like games where you can just like stop touching them and nothing and stuff happens, but it's good stuff. The whole Idle Champions thing that we'll get to in a second here, but
yeah, I know we play that. I've got that turned on every day.
Idle clicker games.
I don't fucking know if I don't know if I've played anything else. I haven't turned Red Dead on in like 2 weeks. I'm just waiting for that online to be officially out so I can get in there and play some poker. Except every bit of coverage that has come out from like the beta, because the beta access has been slowly rolling out depending on what edition of the game you bought and stuff. Nobody has mentioned poker. They've talked that there's like heists, and they've talked about setting up your camp, and your character customization, and nobody's mentioned poker at all. So I don't actually know if it's in there.
Well, there is a battle royale mode, right? That was supposedly leaked.
I don't know. All I've been watching, like I literally
poker would be fantastic in that.
Well, because it's in the single player, right?
Yeah.
Like you just roll into a saloon and sit down and play some poker, and it's just like that's all I want to do in Red Dead is play poker. I don't give a shit about the rest of it. I'll play a little blackjack, play a little dominoes. That's fine, but all I want to do is play poker. And
so is it what kind of is it Texas Hold'em poker?
Yeah, they went with Texas Hold'em instead of 5-card.
Nice.
I mean, it's anachronistic, but it's Rockstar, so who gives a shit? Like Texas Hold'em is the poker that anybody who's going to be playing this game knows.
Right.
So, but yeah, no, it's just like I want to play some poker, and every time I see a new article come up, like the last couple of days, like all the coverage has been coming out, and it's like, The Verge had a piece out, I think today, that was just like Red Dead Online is really cool, and then you get grief to shit by other players, and it's like, well, yeah, that's a Rockstar Online game. Control F, poker, 0 results. Shit.
Oh, geez.
That's all I care about. Yeah.
I think one of my favorite poker things ever was in the original Police Quest game, where you go undercover and you play poker against like the mafia, essentially.
Yeah.
And you have like a secret alter ego that you're I forget their character's name, but I remember like I went way past what you had to do with the poker against other characters, because you play around against 3 other NPCs. And I had so much fun playing the poker that like I think I probably put at least dozens of hours, if not 100+ hours into just playing poker in Police Quest, because it was one of the earliest ways for a young kid to play poker.
Yeah, dude. Like every time the game has any kind of gambling in it, I tend to zero in on that and just do that for like I even did that with Dragon Quest.
Oh yeah, the casinos, yeah.
They had like casinos with slot machines and stuff. I just played a lot of poker. I ended up winning all the achievements for the casino achievements from the slot machines, but just like they got that like weird ass poker that they played in that game, and played a bunch of that. But we used to play. Did you ever play? Do you remember on Xbox 360? It was like full tilt poker or full house poker or something like that. It was that Xbox Live game that came out after 1 versus 100, and you could have like tournaments and stuff. We used to do like JPEG tournaments. We'd have like 4 or 5 full tables of people in there, and that was always fun.
The JPEG was the best.
Yeah,
I remember those. I didn't play in any of those tournaments, but I remember the game.
It was a really good game.
Yeah, there's always the poker and the gambling side missions in video games it's kind of like a fun. I don't know. I always thought it was a fun, stupid fun thing. Yeah, so I don't know. Hopefully they get that in the game. That'd be a good online draw. Okay, what I've been playing, let's see, More Idle Champions. You guys have been seeing me pop up on Steam playing that because it's just great to have in the background. Although one thing I've discovered is you can't have idle champions going if you intend to do any work, especially if you tend to use anything that's graphic intensive. And by that, I mean you can't have Photoshop open when you have idle champions open, because your computer will crash. And that's kind of a bummer, which I didn't realize. Every other bit of software works.
So there's
except for Photoshop. It crashes it.
I don't actually have Photoshop installed, so I can't test. But I know for a fact that Idle Champions goes a little crazy when it's on if you don't have UI caching disabled. And I have no idea. Like, I just know that's a fact specifically for Idle Champions. I have no idea if disabling that would change whether or not it'll crash with Photoshop. But yeah.
Let's see. So that's been my I've left it on when I've gone to work and turn it off when I get home. More of the Pokemon game. Let's go Pikachu.
You didn't say anything about my tweet about that today.
No, I didn't see. I didn't have been looking at Twitter today. What was your tweet about that?
Oh, so I was watching a video on it today. I was watching the opening of, I think, a Pikachu version.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you go in to hang out with Pikachu, it's called Partner Play.
Oh, I saw this. Okay. You
Yeah.
mentioned this in the Discord. Yeah.
Yeah, I mentioned this on the Discord and on Twitter because it's just like, you know they called it Pet Play, right? Like they had to have at first.
And they're like, crap, we can't call it that in the States.
Yeah, like somebody Googled that and they were just like, oh no, we're Nintendo.
At least they Googled it, because in the past they wouldn't have done that. They would have
Partner Play sounds almost Like it's something.
Sexual. If you engage in partner play with your loved one. Let's Go Pikachu, brought to you by Lover's Lane. Yeah, I've been playing more of that, and it was funny because it's super repetitive. I mean, you know exactly what you're gonna get. It's a video game. It's an RPG for babies. It's okay. RPG for like kids. It's my first Pokemon, and that turned me off, I guess, a little bit at first. But over the last week plus, I played it a lot over the break. That is a chill game, just like Tom was saying. Excuse me.
I got a question about that.
Yeah.
Why is your rival friends with you?
I don't know. It would be a rival, wouldn't it? If it was your friend.
He's like, we're gonna do great things together. We're gonna have this battle. Here's a bunch of potions. Have some Pokeballs. We're best friends.
Let's fight again.
The original game. He was like, I'm gonna pick this one because I'm gonna kick the shit out of your Pokemon. Fuck you.
Yeah. No, in this one, he's definitely like, oh, it's great to see you, Dolly. Let's fight. Let's throw down. Like, oh wow, that turned bad. Oh, it's good to see you. Let me see how strong your weak ass Pokemon are. So yeah, he's your rival, but he's also your best friend. It's very underhanded comments from him.
I mean, I guess when you grow up in a village that has 3 houses and one of them is a laboratory, there's only so many people you can hang out with.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, I'm enjoying it. Just from this, just chill out and just lean back. Although I think the part that I got up to lately and that I finally plowed through was the Pokemon Tower. Did you play the original Pokemon games?
I played a little bit. I think it's in my Twitter bio.
Oh, is it okay?
I played Pokemon Blue once for a while.
All right, good.
I made it like 3 badges in or something.
Yeah, and that's basically what this is. So I got to the Pokemon Tower, where it's all the dead, supposedly the ghosts of the dead Pokemon, and you go up this tower. So now Nintendo, you have the opportunity to do some better things than you did on the Game Boy versions, by having a little bit of character design improvements. I guess maybe it's a better way to say it. No, it's filled with nuns, and every single nun looks exactly the same in this tower because you got to fight these like possessed nuns. So you have something like 20 to 25, I don't know, some number like that, 20 plus nuns, and they all look exactly the same design wise, clothing wise. You have a several gig cartridge. You could have done something with that, even if it was just a palette swap. It would have been a little bit better, but.
On the other hand, we are talking about a world where it's firmly established that every Nurse Joy is a clone of one another, and every Officer Jenny is a clone of one another.
That is correct.
So
maybe the secret of Pokemon is everybody's just a clone. So yeah, I've been playing that. I'm enjoying that. But I have jumped onto. Well, let me put it this way. So my poor PSVR has been sitting off in the corner of the TV for probably about 6-7 months, since just before E3, maybe a little bit before E3, probably like May. Haven't bothered turning it on. There hasn't been anything for it that's been remotely interesting. And I was vacuuming out my car last week as I was getting ready to drive to Chicago to visit family and hang out with Ryan Gann. Hi, Ryan.
Hi, Ryan.
And also, hey, Azul, how's it going? So I figured I'd clean my car out. I took the vacuum from inside out to the car, filled up the vacuum cleaner, and I'm going to dump the stuff out into the trash bin. The PSVR, I had like a little wipe that the PlayStation VR comes with. There's like a little like glass cleaner thing in there. And I must have sucked it up the last time I cleaned out I vacuumed in the living room and not realized it, but it was dumped in the garbage with this thing. Yeah, you got to put them dittos to work. That's what I'm talking about. Civil servants. I get some good chats going on in the YouTube. But so yeah, I realized that it had been so long since I touched the PSVR that this stupid PSVR handkerchief cleaner thing had been sucked up. And I didn't even notice. So I ended up picking up Astrobot. I ordered that. I think it was on sale for Black Friday week for like $20, $19.
I hear that game's really good.
And so It's a 3D world platforming game. You can actually play a version of it you could download for free, like those PSVR, like the PlayStation VR Worlds type of stuff. And they have a free version of this game that's been out for 2 years now, since the PSVR came out. And it's actually pretty fun. I mean, it feels like it's meant to be like a Mario Odyssey or Mario 64 kind of game where instead of moving a camera, you're just kind of moving your head and looking around and finding finding the little robot. And in this case, you're trying to collect robots in each level because some alien has destroyed your ship and sent all these robots flying all over the place. So you've got to collect them. Well, it controls like a Mario 64, but it's really kind of weird because you sort of stand in one place and you look around, you turn your head. This game is actually meant to be played seated because the iconography that you get, or the icons that start up during the game, or when you start up the game, shows someone seated, and you're supposed to line yourself up that way to the camera. So you're turning your head, but it's kind of like turning your head in a static world. So they're still 3D, it's still in VR, but it's not like you're getting any actual vantage point, I guess. It's just kind of weird. It's a little bit difficult to explain, but it's more like turning a camera on a pivot rather than standing around and looking at stuff. So that's not bad, except that when there are some vantage points where and even in the first like 3 or 4 levels where you completely lose your character because you just can't look around corners and edges and stuff to find him. So I've died a few times that way. But you can get past that. What makes it really kind of difficult is that you don't move the camera forward. The camera moves forward when you kind of reach these little mini gates within each level, and then the screen starts to like pan forward, and that made me completely nauseous every time I played it. Granted, I'm running on like 4 hours of sleep right now, or 5 hours of sleep, and as before I started drinking. But I got kind of nauseous at it because the camera forces you in a direction it doesn't feel very natural. I'm going to try to find out if there's some settings that let me have more of a natural VR look, because Resident Evil 7 in VR is really well done. Even Batman, the VR game thing that they did, was really well done from just a camera standpoint. But this is a little bit forced. It's kind of like being on rails, I guess. And you're not quite ready to look in a direction, but you're moving anyway. So that throws you off. If you're not careful, you'll throw up. But I like it from the simplicity. I don't think it's not groundbreaking at all. It literally is just playing a game in 3D, in a 3D world with a little character, and it's kind of fun and interesting. He doesn't jump very well. The physics aren't very good. They're very predictable, like the jumps when you're jumping across like canyons and stuff, and little, across like floating cars and everything. But there's no it's really weird. It's very static animation. They're very robotic. I think that's why they made him a robot, is because they're very robotic animations. The actual robots themselves, after you collect them, they kind of sit on I'm holding my hands up. They kind of sit on your controller in virtual space. So you see these little guys all kind of playing and having some life in there. And that's actually kind of cool and whimsical, because you can hold a controller, bring it up to your face, and look at these individual robots. But the actual guy that you're controlling is a little static and weird. But I like the game. It's trying to be like Mario 64. So that's noble, and they've actually done a good job of I think it does a really good job of doing a kind of 3D platformer in VR where you're not the center of attention and you're not trying to do the jumps. You're actually controlling somebody else. So that's really cool. I just wish some of the little detail touches were there to just give it a little bit more life and a little more emphasis. I'm hopeful that, that they'll kind of learn from this further and really kind of pump out a VR game. Like, I'd love to see a Spyro or maybe Crash Bandicoot. I don't know, that type of, maybe a Spyro really would be really good in VR like this. So I don't know. It's interesting, but it's a little bit nausea inducing. So yeah, Astrobot, kind of cool. I got to pick up Tetris Effect. I think that's next on my list. I keep hearing good things about that.
Tetris Effect is a game that that really wants to make me get my hands on PSVR.
Yeah,
because I've got a PS4 Pro just sitting there,
and
it's like I've got the thing that you need to really make juice the PSVR, but it's still like, do I really want to get a PSVR? Do I really have the room for it?
There were some phenomenal sales going on this week for the PSVR. Like last week, you would get like PSVR plus 2 games for $200.
Yeah, but I mean, that's American sales, which means so it'd be $200 American, converted would be probably close to 300 Canadian, and that's before shipping and handling and everything. So I'd be looking at full price anyway. The damn thing's still like $500 up here. Sucks.
Well, that's crazy. Yeah, there was one sale which was $199 for a PS4, a 1 terabyte PS4 Slim with Spider-Man and an extra, or with Red Dead Redemption and an extra controller. And that's a phenomenal price, because I was telling my wife, I'm like, I should buy this and then just sell the PS4 and the extra controller and keep Red Dead for free. Sell the other 2 for $199. All I really want is Red Dead out of that. So if I get that for free, that's great. But
I guess it's not that. Yeah. It's like $300. It's on sale right now at Best Buy. It's like $250 plus tax.
Okay.
Because it comes with the headset and the camera, which I don't need, and
the PSVR, yeah.
Comes with the VR headset, comes with the camera, which I don't need. Doesn't come with any Move controllers, so that seems useless.
Yeah, the Move controllers, yeah, it's weird to have. Well, you need the camera for the headset, but you don't really need the Move controllers all that much. There aren't a lot of games that use it well enough.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so I've played that. I bought some shit. I bought a Stream Deck based on your guys' recommendation. A lot of people were recommending it. It was on sale for $99. So, yeah, I picked that up, and
those things are not on $99.
No, they're not.
Those things are like $260.
So that's awesome. I was really excited about that.
Which is why I don't have one. Yeah, I would absolutely use one of those.
And then I ordered a bunch of shit for streaming and everything. I got that 2020 camera you guys are talking about. I got I ordered the Logitech Neo. I'm sorry, the microphone you guys are talking about, the 2020. I got the Logitech Neo camera, or Keo camera. That was kind of cool with the LED ring on it. The thing that I am definitely still picking up and in the hunt for is a table. So I really like the size of my table. I just need to find one that's made of wood and not glass and metal, because all this reverberation. So I'm going to try to sell this table for $100 if I can, and try to get a new table.
See, next thing you'll be doing the thing I've been doing.
What's that?
You fall down the deep dark rabbit hole of looking at like bulk soundproofing panels on Amazon.
Yeah, I looked at that on Amazon already. I looked at a bunch of bulk soundproofing panels. Yep.
Oh, I could get 24 panels for $129.99.
They had them on sale. They had 24 panels for like 40 or like $50 American, and I'm like, oh shit, I should really go for that.
Large 48 pack of black and gray panels for $129.99 right now. And I'm just looking at it like,
yeah, salivating.
I could skip eating for a couple of days.
You could live on ramen.
Yeah, I got a bag of rice. Like, we're good. Let's do this.
There you go. I got a bag of rice and a can of water, a bottle of water, and I'm all set. A can of water. I bought a bunch of shit though on Black Friday. I bought a bunch of games. Let's see. I bought like FIFA and NBA, and I got Dragon Ball Fighter Z. So I picked that up for the Switch for $25. I figured it's a good deal. Street Fighter 30th anniversary. I picked that up. I got Mega Man 11. I went kind of retro with a couple of the games. And the one I'm really bummed about missing was, I guess, Diablo 3 popped up for like $19 in store at Walmart for the Switch. And I'm like, oh shit! And you had to go to Walmart to get it on that day, on Black Friday. But I kept missing it because we just didn't get a chance to go to Walmart. So that was a big miss on me. But
I missed almost every sale just because like I don't have that much expendable cash for like on payday. But it seems like every sale that ever happens just before payday, so I have no money. Like this, there was a Steam sale. There was a Steam sale last week, and I couldn't really get anything. Like I was looking at shit like, oh, that's really cheap. God, I don't have a cent. When do I get paid? Oh, the day after the Steam sale ends. Shit.
You're doing it the smart way. You're actually being fiscally responsible. I am not, and because I end up buying everything all at once, and then I hold on to it until if I see a cheaper price come around, then I'll return. You know, I'll buy the new one at a cheaper price and return the old one. And that's why I have like a stack of games here that I know I'm only going to keep like 50% of, half of what I bought, but the other half I'll just see whatever if the price drops down. I don't know. I get these like moon-sized eyeballs whenever there's a sale. I'm like, buy a bunch of shit and then I leave it.
I don't have a credit
card wrapper with the receipts, and then I wait, and then I just buy it on credit cards. So my credit is
I don't have one. So if I don't have if I don't have the cash for something, then it's like, well, I'm not buying that because I literally don't have the money for it. So.
I didn't have a credit card for the longest time in my life, and then I had to get one for work because I was traveling to like an offsite event, so I need to get a credit card, and that ruined me. I went into just messed up, massive debt. Because of that. So
I had a credit card. When I first moved out, I got like just a tiny ass credit card it had like a $300 limit or something like that. And then I was using it and I was paying it off. I was using it and paying it off. And then they closed it on me when I still had like $100 of credit on it and I hadn't missed a payment. So I called them up and I was like, what the fuck's going on? They were like, you have to pay it off. And I'm like, I still had $100 on it. I've been paying every month. Like like $300, like whatever. They were like, no, you're not allowed to use it anymore. You have to pay it all off. And I was like, fuck you guys. And I haven't paid on it in like 9 years. So my credit's shot.
So you can't buy a house anytime soon, is what you're saying.
Oh, I wouldn't be able to buy a house anyway. Come on.
They wouldn't give you one.
I don't even get full-time hours.
Yeah, there you go. I did pick up a couple of games on Switch. There was a nice sale going on. I think it's probably ending today or maybe ended yesterday. There's a really good sale going on in the Twitch eShop and then on PS4 and stuff. So I picked up a couple of games here. I don't even remember what they are because I haven't really had a chance to play anything, but outside of what I mentioned. So the holidays are here and I still have a couple more vacation. Actually, I have 2 vacation days this week, the next couple of days, and then a couple more spread out that I had to use up or lose them. So I'll be playing games a lot, but nice. That's basically it gaming wise from my standpoint. What I really want to know, what we're all dying to know, is the news. And there's buddy, did you say there's some bangers coming,
buddy boy?
Let's do it.
Let's start with a little breaking news. Shaq News posted
not Shaq,
not Shaq, the basketball player, but Shaq News, the video game news website, posted a thing earlier that has a quote from Sakurai on why Kirby is the only one who survived in that Smash Brothers trailer. And it turns out it's just because he has the Warp Star and he can outrun that shit. That was it.
That's awesome.
There wasn't any big reason. Apparently, he came out and said the only other 2 fighters that could have survived would have been Bayonetta or Palutena. That said, Bayonetta's enemies from Purgatorio were turned into spirits, so it wouldn't have made sense for her to escape. Other divine beings like Hades were also turned into spirits, so there's no way Palutena could have survived too.
That's amazing.
Yeah, so he totally straight up has logic for why Kirby's the one who survived. But so the answer to the question that I don't think anybody gave a shit about.
Also, because he basically helped invent Kirby and made Kirby what it was, and that's why he's
also that. And that's only really relevant just because the actual news is that Smash Brothers Ultimate has been fully leaked.
Holy shit! Yep,
the leaks are crazy. I pulled an article.
Are you gonna go over the leaks right now, or are you gonna?
No, God, no. There's like 100 fucking characters.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. There's an article on Ars Technica written by Kyle Orland.
Yep.
Right now.
Hi, Kyle.
Talks about it. Hi, Kyle. But yeah, no, I guess the game was getting sold early in Mexico, and so it made its way onto the internet from that. And data miners have been using hex editors to dig everything out of it. So everything that game has is out on the internet. If you are the sort of person that wants to know that, and if you're not, avoid the internet for the next 2 weeks.
Yeah, God Almighty, yep,
because it's out there. I talked about Red Dead, how the beta is slowly rolling out. So That's the thing. Apparently, the servers are pretty stable, which is the important part. So good on them. We'll see how it is once the full rollout happens, which should be on Friday, I think. Fallout 76, man.
Man, this is some good shit right here.
So
All right,
Fallout 76 advertised for the collector's edition, you would get that that Brotherhood of Steel helmet that Tom wore on the podcast 2 weeks ago. And it was supposed to come in like this nice looking canvas bag and was advertised as being a canvas bag. And people are getting their collector's editions, and it's like these flimsy, cheap nylon bags. So this whole thing blew up because somebody wrote to contacted Bethesda customer support, and they were like, well, "What's going on?" And Bethesda customer support wrote back to them, and apparently these emails were straight up verified. That they wrote back, and we're just like, "Yeah, we're not going to do anything about it. So suck it up."
Sorry.
So then, right before we started recording, there was an update to this. Where Bethesda reached out and they said, the person you talked to is a temporary contractor and they're not affiliated with Bethesda. That having said that, we couldn't get any canvas, so we're sticking with the nylon bags.
So sorry anyways.
While this is happening, their actual advertising for the collector's edition still says canvas bag. So people are pissed.
Bethesda. You had so many good things going.
Yeah,
I got a lot of good shit. Keep going.
I got the updated quote here. It says, "The Bethesda Store's support member is a temporary contract employee and not directly employed by Bethesda or Bethesda Game Studios. We apologize to the customer who took the time to reach out. The support response was incorrect and not in accordance with our conduct policy. Unfortunately, due to unavailability of materials, we had to switch to a nylon carrying case in the Fallout 76 Power Armor Edition. We hope this doesn't prevent anyone from enjoying what we feel is one of our best collector's editions." I don't know about you. I live in a village of like 500 people. We don't have a Walmart or anything like that. I bet I could go find some canvas right now. You know what I mean?
Oh, God, yeah. There's canvas everywhere.
Yeah. But, yeah, so that's just Fallout 76, man. The other thing, Fallout 76 was posted in our work Discord.
That was good stuff.
Fallout 76 straight up, if you turn it on, it checks to see if the Fallout 4 disc is in.
Oh my God. Holy crap. It's like, shit, we have all this Fallout 4 code that we got to use. Let's make an online game out of it and forget that it's still Fallout 4, but not tell anybody.
I really want to know what happens if you put a Fallout 4 disc in the tray and then boot that game.
Oh, God, that would be pretty
amazing. If it's checking for Fallout 4, what happens when it finds Fallout 4? You know what I mean? But, yeah. Fuck that game. That game looks like dog shit. That game looks really bad. There's nothing to do in it. I've been watching videos and stuff on it because it's like I'm a big Fallout fan.
Me too.
I really liked 3. I thought 4 was okay. I hated New Vegas. I'm one of the rare few that really didn't like
really?
New Vegas.
I haven't played New Vegas yet.
I got problems with New Vegas, but I was cautiously optimistic about 76 because I've been wanting a Fallout Online since like Interplay. Remember when Interplay was like, we're making an online Fallout? It's called Van Buren. Yeah. I was way into that, and so this came out, and I'm just like, this looks like nothing. This looks awful.
You know, they have Elder Scrolls Online, which is really good, and it's got a good, solid following, and it's the right way to do a Bethesda online type of game. And I mean, I understand what they're trying with Fallout, right? It's kind of an interesting story with Fallout 76. It's what was the Immersion Day? What's it called?
Emergence Day.
Emergence Day. Sorry, and I was thinking Immersion Day for some reason. Emergence Day. So everybody exits. Oh, cool. Oh, hey, this world is kind of.
Emergence Day was Gears of War.
Oh, was it? Okay, well, whatever.
What do they call them?
Election Day. I don't know.
What was the day called when everyone left the vault?
We're doing it live.
I don't think it's called anything. I think it's just called
Vault Opening Day.
I guess, yeah.
Okay. People in the chat, let us know because we're kind of dumb right now.
Yeah,
But
neither of us own it, so it's not like we can turn it on and
yeah,
find out.
that's true. But so the premise is really kind of interesting. It's like what happens when all these people get out of the vault at the same time, and they got to figure out how to make life and how to how to get the world back. Yeah, we know it had a name. Is it? We can't remember what it is. How do you kind of restart humanity? Well, again, premise is really cool, but it doesn't quite work in the way it should, so there's design issues there. At the same time, there's those same buggy crap Bethesda issues that are typical of Bethesda game, combined with design problems. Reclamation Day, was it Reclamation Day? Reclamation Day. Thank you.
Reclamation Day, because they're reclaiming the earth.
That's what it is. But yeah, it's just so bizarre that that they couldn't quite get it to click. And again, those bad Bethesda design bugs. It didn't help that they came out like literally a week and a half before the game launched and said, "Oh, hey, by the way, guys, just giving you the heads up, this game's gonna be a piece of shit right now. But bear with us; it'll be good. It'll be good. We promise it'll be good in the end." Thanks to everybody who paid the $60. By the way, here it is for 35.
Yeah,
a week, like not even a week later, and it's still on sale all over the place for like under $40.
Oh, I mean, it's getting just massacred in the reviews.
Mm-hmm. It's their worst reviewed game since Rogue Warrior.
Here's what I want to know. Here's the only reason that I'm still remotely interested in this game. So the big selling point of the game is that you got this little thing that lets you build like a house or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's portable and moves around and shit like that. This is a prequel to all the other Fallout games. So where do these things go? You know what I mean? Like, where do these little devices go? Mm-hmm. Surely these didn't manage to stay in Virginia.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like,
people got out and people went places.
Fallout 3 and Fallout 4, there's people who have gone back and forth between DC and Boston. Like, the ship moves around.
It really does feel like this came out so soon after Fallout 4 that they just didn't have time to really kind of sit through that and figure it out. It's kind of in a weird way. I hate you saying in a weird way, but I do a lot. It's almost like they had to put a game out this holiday period because they really didn't have anything else coming out right now for a while. So they had to put this shit out. Otherwise, it was all just DLC, which they don't have any of anyways right now. And so this was it. This was the big Bethesda game, and they kind of pulled this one out. I mean, Fallout 4 was 2 years ago, right? I think it was a couple years ago.
Fallout 4 was 3 years ago, 4 years ago.
No, it was like 2015, right? Fallout 4 was released
2015. It was exactly
2015. Okay, 3 years ago.
3 years ago, yeah.
3 years ago. So they've had the Wolfenstein games and others, Prey and other stuff that came out, but this year nothing. And so they said, let's throw Fallout 76 out there. And I'm sure that games do take a long time, especially online games take a long time to create. And I'm kind of speaking on my butt when I say it, that I don't really know when they started working on this game, but it does feel like they sort of rushed this out to get something out this year by this deadline so they can sell it. And then they had to, make the point that it was just a messed up project. And
this game definitely showcases that games do take a long time to make because they put this one out and it ain't done.
It is not done cooking. You still got half your turkey left to
they don't have any NPCs in the game.
Yeah, you need to have that stuff. You need to make it interesting. And what if another vault unexpectedly had opened at the same time or before them, and the NPCs? I don't know. There could be some interesting ways that they could have weaved it in. And again, there's still time to add stuff to this game, but God, I don't know. It's just so empty right now that it's so buggy that I don't know how long people will last and I'd be interested in it.
Like No Man's Sky is, by all accounts, a good game now.
It's a great game from what I've been hearing.
And the only reason that they got away with that is because people were so invested in that game when it launched that when it launched bad, people had like hate boners for that game. They stayed focused on that game. I don't think that happens for Fallout 76. I think people they're like, oh, it's a shitty game, and they don't care to keep following it. So This might be a great game in a year and a half,
Yeah,
2 years.
yeah, could very well be. Yep.
Who's gonna give a shit?
And I haven't played it. I'm not judging the quality of the game because I haven't played. All I know is that there's the bugs that Bethesda came out and said right away, "Hey guys, we're gonna have some really bad bugs." Is never a good vote of confidence in a product, you know. And again, they have to meet their timing. They have to get products out there so they can make money and keep people employed. But at the same time, bad product can hurt your bottom line in the long run, and seems to be doing it. Hopefully, it doesn't do it that badly.
Speaking of bad products in the bottom line, so the Artifact Marketplace is live for specifically for common and uncommon cards.
Okay.
I haven't played Artifact yet. I did go through and just try to get a baseline for the prices.
Okay.
My number might be off here. I want to say a booster pack in that game is $1.99.
Mm-hmm.
The most expensive uncommon card listed as of the time that I wrote this down, which was 4 hours ago, was the uncommon rarity Blink Dagger, which costs $5.50 Canadian for the single card. And the most expensive common was the Phantom Assassin Hero card, which cost 75 cents. So it seems to me like those prices, if I want to check back again, maybe by the time we record again next week to see if those prices are going up and down. But if they're going up, that seems bad.
Yeah, it does. Well, I thought somebody tweeted something out that some prices already like some crazy amount on one of the characters or one of the cards is already starting to shoot up like really quickly. But I don't know what it was.
Yeah, I don't know. It might have been the Blink Dagger.
Maybe.
I'm
interested in checking it out just so I can understand how it's played. But the pricing concept of how you get cards.
Oh wow! Holy shit! Yeah.
What is it?
The hero chart card Axe.
That's it. That's what
now is currently $21.30.
Yeah, there we go.
Drow Ranger is $12.71 Canadian. Kana is $11.77 Canadian. Yeah, these prices are skyrocketing.
Oh, God, it's been a day. It's been like a day. It just released today officially.
I literally checked this. It's currently 10 p.m. my time. I checked this 6 hours ago.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah. And the highest card was $5.50, and right now
it's almost like it's worth investing real quick, real fast right now. Pick up a couple things and then throw them back up there later when they go up in price. Yeah, I'm curious about how this is going to do. I mean, it's got plenty of competition out there. There are a lot of collectible card games.
It costs $20 to get the game.
Yeah.
You have to pay money to even get the game.
Mm-hmm.
That's the egregious part. You know what I mean? Like Dota's free and you get all the shit. And if you want to throw down big dollars on like cosmetics and stuff, well, then fine.
Yeah.
Doesn't change anything.
Hearthstone's free. Hearthstone's fantastic. I still love playing that game.
Magic Arena's free.
Yep, Magic Arena's free. And well, that kind of leads into the whole loot box thing, right? Do you have that in the news at all about the?
No, I saw it, but I didn't include it.
Yeah, so the FTC is now involved in investigating. They potentially start looking at loot box issues. They haven't decided if they're going to go forward with it, but they're kind of in preliminary talks and understanding of what that problem could be. Just the whole loot box issue now is really bubbled up, and it could really change how companies deal with that kind of stuff. And
thanks EA, thanks Ubisoft.
Actually, thanks for screwing things up so badly that the government's got to get involved. Yeah, that sucks, but also thanks for screwing things up so badly that they may actually get better in a weird way in the end.
Yeah.
So
I think it was Jim Sterling in one of his videos.
Jeff Grubb posted it. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
I think it was Jim Sterling who said in one of his videos that they probably don't give a shit that they've fucked up this badly because they'll just move on to the next thing.
I saw a great quote from speaking of that kind of stuff. I saw a quote from one of the folks from EA at DICE that basically their tweet was, it's been a nightmare of a year, but you know, we're getting Battlefront 2 back on track again. And I'm like, it's been a nightmare of a year is just phenomenal to think about, with that a lead designer in a EA game is
Yeah.
tweeting. God Almighty.
Ugh.
Yeah.
I'm just looking through to see if there's any other dog shit. I got some better stuff. You want to talk about happy things?
Let's do happy things. That's good.
All right. Jeff Keighley tweeted that there's more than 10 new games to be announced at the Game Awards.
Yes.
I did a tiny bit of digging earlier today. The only thing I could find in terms of leaks, first off, Alien Blackout is most likely one of the 10, which is a thing that has been leaked.
Yep, some of the registration went through.
Yep, which is a new Alien game that is not a sequel to the one that everybody liked, as I understand. So that'll be a thing. It's also not a battle royale game, as far as I know.
Mm-hmm.
And the other one,
although hold on, 100 aliens in a room would be fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Wait, is it called Blackout?
It is. It's called Alien Blackout.
So just like the Black Ops, Call of Duty Blackout from Black Ops. That's fantastic.
And the other thing, which is the thing I'm more interested in, because I'm not an Alien fan, Shabana Arif for IGN's Canadian wing wrote an article saying that a new listing has appeared on game system requirements with the title of Superman World's Finest, and the developer listed as Rocksteady Studios. So this has been a rumor that's been going around for a while, that the people who made the Arkham Batman games had been working on a Superman game.
Yep.
And so this listing was noticed by somebody on Reset Era, who was searching the GSR's website for currently rumored games, to try and see if there was anything that was showing up that might show up at the Game Awards. And they found a listing for Superman World's Finest. So that might be showing up at the Game Awards if it's legit.
Didn't Jason Schreier also tweet out about the Obsidian game?
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he tweeted out, of course, Obsidian made what let's see, I'm trying to find the actual code here. Okay, I'm not seeing it on here, but
the people, Jason Schreier.
Yeah, exactly. There was a quote, or I don't know if I thought he said it, but Obsidian is working. They're going to be showcasing their new kind of futuristic RPG or IP over at the Game Awards. So that's yet another game and they tweeted that. So
yeah. So anyway, it's. I mean, I think it was it only just last year where basically every single thing was leaked ahead of the Game Awards?
Yeah.
And I mean, these are what, in a week, 2 weeks?
It's been next week.
So unless something leaks in the next week, they're doing better than last year. And I
haven't heard much. We were trying to talk about it in the Discord.
I did some digging. I asked in the Discord, and then I did a little bit of digging. I can't find anything beyond Blackout and that Superman thing.
Hey Ryan, how's it going? Thanks for having me over at your house last week, Ryan. Ryan and I were drinking lots of good Game of Thrones inspired whiskeys at his pad last week. Any other news? Because I got one.
I got one.
Hey, go ahead.
Well, let me ask you about yours. If you got one and I got one, does yours have anything to do with speed running?
No.
Well, then you might want to do yours first, because this one's going to take a minute.
These are a couple things about Nintendo and money. First one is that some analysts are predicting that Nintendo won't make their 38 million kind of internal numbers that they wanted to do of Switch sales that they've forecasted. People are saying that, and analysts think that they'll only hit 35 million lifetime sales by end of the fiscal year. So it's 3 million. I mean, it's a small number compared to 35 million, 38 million, but it's big enough to drive Nintendo's stock lower. So that came out, I think, yesterday. In the meantime, Nintendo today posted news that they've had their biggest 5-day sales in company history from.
They're killing it. Yeah,
from Black Friday through Cyber Monday. So I'm reading that from Nintendo Life right now.
Is this the Reggie thing?
No, although Reggie, another note is Reggie says that 60% of their Nintendo of America's money comes from the holiday period.
From the holiday sales. Like they do
Yeah.
most of their business over the course of like a month and a half.
And that's been typical for them. I think maybe up until last year with the release of the Switch. But before then, yeah, everything only sold around around the holidays. So that was an interesting thing. But you look at the actual or the news from Nintendo on sales. They've confirmed the Switch became the best-selling. I'm reading from Nintendo Life, best-selling console in U.S. history for the 5-day period from Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday, surpassing sales of the Wii, which dominated, like 10 years ago. According to their internal sales figures, shoppers spent more than $250 million on Nintendo products during those 5 days. So yeah, it proves the importance of Reggie's sales. So yeah, that's there haven't been as many games released this year, but their sales, it says total hardware sales in the U.S. Saw an increase of 45% during the Thanksgiving to Cyber Monday period compared to 2017, so last year. So that's pretty huge for not really having anything. I mean, they had Pokemon Let's Go, but everything else was they had the Mario Kart package, which I guess did gangbusters for them. But 250 million over 5 days isn't bad. I mean, it's not the Red Dead 750 million in like 3 days number, but it's
or the GTA 5 1.1 billion over 3 days.
Yep, but it's still it's a big giant number. GTA 5, you look at that thing, this thing is still it's still printing money.
I'm playing it again.
Yeah, it's crazy because it's still selling discs at retail. GTA 5.
If I could get a copy of that game for PS4, I know I could get it way cheaper on disc than I could get it on digital. If I had a GameStop or an EB anywhere within walking distance, I would probably buy it for PS4.
I never played GTA 5. I played GTA 4 and I have it for the Xbox 360 somewhere. And I enjoyed it for the most part. But GTA 5 I never got the chance to get into. But there's a part of me that's hopeful that at least a single player mode will appear on the Switch somehow, because it seems like one more console that they haven't gotten to yet is a Nintendo console with this thing. That could be just a nice little chunk of sales for them in the next year or two. But that's good numbers for Nintendo. Good numbers for in the US. Good. I think number 3 sold product on Black Friday was Pokemon Let's Go, and the number 4 was God of War. So that's huge for Sony as well, which is kind of bizarre because that game was out in March, and so it's still selling like crazy. And I think because it was on sale for like $20 to $30 all over the place is why that number got so high.
I mean, I hate that game, but at like $20, I would say absolutely get it if you haven't played it yet.
Yeah. So yeah, good numbers for Nintendo. That's the news that I had. Just numbers related. We haven't gotten anything from Sony and Microsoft yet, but they tend to wait until after the
holiday.
After the holiday. Although I will mention one more thing: the PlayStation Classic news. A bunch of the games on the PlayStation Classic that's coming out this weekend.
They run at 50 hertz.
They run at 50 hertz, and they're to get them to run up at 60. They're like duplicating frames, and it's causing just some bizarre stuttering, and the reviews are coming out just how they're tearing apart this little device. I mean, if you're a collector, maybe I canceled my pre-order after I heard that, because no way am I going to play a game that doesn't perform as well as it should on as the old version. So it really bummed me out that it went that this went this route. So anyways, PlayStation Classic graphically it may be clearer, but it's not going to run as well as the PS1 version. So whatever. Yeah. What else you got? What's the last few bands?
So I was clicking through Reddit, as you do.
As you do, yeah.
And at the same time, on my other monitor, I had Twitter open, and all of a sudden, on both at the same time, I saw that GDQ was having some issues. I'm like, all right, I like GDQ. Let's see what's going on. And that was a rabbit hole where, okay, so here's a little setup. Speedrunning.
Heard of it?
Depending on the game, is broken up into like a bunch of different websites. So like, one website for GoldenEye 64 is this website called The Elite. And there was drama because this one dude had been banned by one of the people who run this website, had his records stricken from their leaderboards. And usually when that happens, it's because somebody's been caught cheating. They've been splicing footage or some bullshit like that. And as I understand it, this person who was kicked out had made an argument that if free speech was supposed to be applied equally across everything it could be applied across, then child pornography should be legal, but the distribution, production, and sale of it should remain illegal. And his argument was that if it already exists, then it exists, and you can only help pedophiles who haven't committed any crimes yet by giving them access to this so that they're not pushed to go out and commit crime. Apparently that was his argument. It was something along those lines. God. So he made this argument, did not make this argument in speedrunning communities, made it elsewhere. So one of the people who run The Elite said, you give speedrunning a bad look and a bad name. We don't want to be associated with you. We're kicking you off the leaderboards and you're banned from the community. And then it came out that this guy who did this is like an avowed white supremacist and is constantly going on about how he wants to band people together to push the Overton window so that people can freely talk about how to deal with the Jewish problem and all this shit. And so that turned into a whole thing. And so people were up in arms about like, well, if you're going to kick this guy out for this, then you should kick this guy out for this, because, you know, his argument that it gives speedrunning a bad look is equally as true with this dude who's a fucking Nazi. And then anybody who was trying to argue that this guy should be kicked out, or this moderator should be kicked out, people were like, I can't believe you support pedophilia. And it's like, people are just like, well, I can hate both things and want both of them gone. So then while all this was happening, GDQ, the Twitter account for GDQ, made a tweet because I guess people were reporting like there was an Imager album of screenshots from the Elite's Discord of all the racist shit this one guy was saying. So GDQ came out and they had said something like, well, we can't verify the authenticity of any of this stuff, so we're not going to do anything, and we're going to dig into it, but right now we're not making a ruling. And like an hour later, they came and said, oh, we got a lot more information. Yeah, these people involved are gone. So everybody originally was like, okay, they banned the Nazi. Turns out the Nazi hasn't run anything at GDQ since 2014 and has been quote unquote boycotting it since then because he feels it's too PC. So he's not affiliated. This other guy who's not a part of this whole thing got kicked out and banned. He had a run lined up for AGDQ 2019. Also a Nazi.
Jesus.
So it's just this huge thing, and people are going on about how like the big argument has kind of spilled beyond this to trying to argue like, how do you define the purpose of a leaderboard in speedrunning? Like, and the example people are using is like, if somebody runs a game in 45 minutes and the next best person runs a game in 46 minutes, and the guy who ran the game in 45 minutes is an avowed Nazi, do you strike him from the leaderboard and give the world record to the guy who ran it slower than the official time, the official best time that's ever been done? Like, if you're kicking off the best time, like, does that destroy the sanctity of a leaderboard? And at that point, then what are we even doing? So that's where this is common. Like, there's people who's trying to make the argument like, you have to separate the artist from the art. In this case, you have to separate, I guess, the Nazi from the speed run.
That's going to be the title of our episode this week. Separate the Nazi from the speed run.
But yeah, it's just turned into a whole thing, and it's super confusing because nobody's being clear. And the GDQ post where they announced that they were issuing bans, mentions people, but of course they don't name anybody because they don't want to. They're not going to call anybody out. And there's so many people involved, but only one of them who wasn't involved in this thing at all is tweeting like, "I can't believe I got banned. Oh, I'm getting more followers from all the people hating about my wrong think." Is the way you described it. It's just like,
the wrong think. Yep.
So yeah, nobody really knows who's banned, and the people like the one guy who had a run is banned, but is anybody else because they said people, and did they ban the guy defending pedophilia? Did they ban the Nazi?
So this is incredible.
It's absolutely wild. Incredible. And then today, somebody from the elite, somebody else came out and said, yeah, we don't support Nazism or any of the things Nazis do.
Hey guys, we don't support.
And yeah, so it's just a whole mess. But
man,
I don't know how it got to this point.
It's so freaking crazy.
Like, I don't understand how it is that every single gaming niche that I look into, I find out about because there's fucking Nazis.
Every single gaming niche has Nazis.
It's crazy to me. And I guess it shouldn't be because Gamergate was the thing, and there was there was a couple thousand of those guys, and like, but goddamn, yeah. So that's speedrunning right now. AGDQ 2019 is coming up soon. Hopefully with less Nazis than before, apparently. Here's the icing on the cake. I forgot about this. Here's the icing on the cake. The person who broke the story about this one dude being a white supremacist is the guy who was banned from GDQ last year for pulling out a MAGA hat at the end of his speed run. Yep.
Oh gosh, all games done quick, everybody.
Yeah, so like that's everything. It's
this is the best way to end the show is with just us going, ugh, we're disgusted in the industry that we just had positive stuff to say about. But that is unfortunately some of the stupidest things that come up in games. Oh man. Well, at least we had a good time chatting tonight. That's all that matters. We sped run through the news and this podcast.
I don't think you're allowed to say that word.
Yeah, sped run. Oh, good.
Yeah, I don't know. It's all fucked up. I continue. I think I've said this before on the show. It bears repeating. I still love video games. Yeah. I hate the people associated with video games.
I'm on this project at the office right now. One of my coworkers is just consistently pissed off at everybody. And he's just a grumpy dude. And he says, it's not the project. It's the people that I work with on this project. It's not the games industry. It's the people that are idiots in the games industry that affect us. Thankfully, next week is the Game Awards, so we get to do our drink along session. So join us next week. I think it's on Thursday. The Game Awards are Thursday next week, if I remember correctly. Well, whatever day they are, I think it's Thursday. Yeah. So join us for that. That'll take place of the our regular scheduled podcast, I think, because that'll be the fun old time, and we get pretty sloshed. So we invite you to join us. We're gonna have the live stream like we do now, watching the Jeff Keighley Awards. It'll be good. So join us. We'll post about it. I'll have a post that goes live here shortly in the next couple of days with the schedule. Other than that, it's been pretty awesome. Thank you, Aaron. It's always great chatting with you. My soulmate in video game podcasting.
We're the two that are here every week.
Hoping your surgery, your medical procedure goes well tomorrow, and then you're still with us in the days to come.
Did I tell you about this? Did I tell you about the story about? We might as well end on this. Yeah. So I told my boss the other day, I was like, I'm going in for surgery on Thursday, so I'm probably going to miss work. And he was like, no, you can make it.
You can make it.
My surgery is at 9:30. It'll take about an hour. My shift starts at noon, so theoretically, I'm back home by noon.
Yeah.
So I could be at work, but I'm just like, He's like,
No.
yeah, just, and then he thought about it for about an hour, and he was like, well, just see if you feel up to it, because maybe they'll put you on like, you know, the powerful like oxy or morphine or something.
Just see if you feel up for it is my favorite. That's a great line. I'm going to use that at the office whenever someone says we got to get shit done. I'll be like, yeah, I'll just see if I feel up for it.
Yeah. It's just like, listen, man, if I'm upright and mobile, like, and I'm ripped out of my mind on painkillers, and you're fine with me being to work high, like, I'll show up. But
you might sell product better, to be honest.
Listen. I have a firm stance of never going to work under the influence. It's something that I've adhered to for every job I've ever had. I've absolutely gone to work hungover, but I will never go drunk or anything like that. If he wants me to work high on painkillers, like, let's fucking do this. Let's open up a whole new world of gainful employment.
I like it. All right, everybody. That's it. That's this week's podcast.
I'm getting my face cut open.
Getting your face cut open tomorrow. Good luck. Get your rest.
That was the other part. I didn't tell you about this. Might as well before we go. Mm-hmm. Remember my last surgery? So remember how I waited about 2 years? Yeah. Like, I got all the tests done within like a week, and they were like, "Oh, it's not fatal." And then it took like a 2-year wait. It's been exactly 7 days from recommendation to surgery. So I'm sitting here thinking, like, is this way worse than I thought?
Am I gonna die? Is it
because it works on a triage system, right? Like, if something's gonna kill you, you're in immediately. If it's not gonna kill you, then you tend to wait in line.
Well, I hope this thing doesn't kill you. So,
well, that's what I'm saying. So it's like I feel fine for the most part, and it's just like, fuck, they got me in a week. Like, what's going on in there?
Mm-hmm.
So
we hope it goes well for you, man.
What if I show up next week and just the whole side of my face is done?
You're gonna be like freaking Two-Face from Batman. We're gonna call you Two-Face from now on. Well, anyways, hope you feel better. Where can we find you to keep track of you, making sure you're alive?
You can find me on Twitter and Twitch at ScrattyBones.
Yeah, boy.
I'm sure I'll be tweeting about the fact that I have my face cut open.
You should live tweet your face getting cut open. Be like, they're going in with the knife, and then the minute the anesthesia kicks in and you're zonked out, like, we'll know. It'll just be like incoherent.
I can live stream it. Do you think they'll let me set my phone up and just like
that'd be amazing? Oh my god! First of all, you mentioned Periscope, which is
Periscope still a thing? Like, I don't.
Is Periscope still a thing?
Is it TikTok now? Should I just do the whole surgery in 30-second music videos? Like,
that'd be amazing. Yeah, if only they had Musically still, that'd be great. You can find me at Dolly Domofsky. You can find us at SideQuesting, SideQuesting.com, SideQuesting TV on Twitch. I think it's SideQuesting TV on YouTube, and you find us next week doing the game.
SideQuesting TV, the photo account at Instagram.
Yeah, we actually have the Instagram account. Go ahead. Oh, and if you're listening to this, and you should be, and you're watching this, because otherwise, how would you even know what I'm about to say?
We can see you, all you watchers.
We have a good contest. We have a bunch of contests coming up. The current contest right now, our good friends at Gung Ho Online have gifted us a few little figurines in celebration of Galaxy Variant S and Galaxy Variant Mobile. Pretty cool little guys. I think Bitsby is the name of the character. So hop on the site and enter. It's worth it. You get it for free. Trust me. There's not a lot of entries right now because not a lot of the people know about the games yet. So this is their way to kind of promote it. And they said, here, do you guys want to give out free shit? We said, okay.
Yeah.
Our readers like free stuff. It's the holidays, so it's always.
I will absolutely show for other companies. I don't give a fuck.
Anyways, that's it. See you guys next time, guys and gals and pets. Bye. And what was the pet?
Spay neuter your pets.
Spay neuter your pets? No, the pet party. What was it called?
Oh, partner play.
Pet play and partner play.
Yeah.